Hello, and welcome to the 58th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and we're switching it up a little bit today. We're going to go for an IPA from Two Brothers Brewery. I'm very excited. I've never had this beer, so I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna go ahead. I've got it in my bottle keeper. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the bottle keeper, but it keeps your bottle nice and cold. So since we're not going to be, I want you to see the bottle. I'm going to pop it out of here. But this is something that when you go to the pool or the beach, that you can keep your beer really cold. Plus, if your beer isn't finished, you can put the cap on it, and it'll put a perfect seal over the top of your beer, so it doesn't spill when not in use. So this is the Two Brothers Wobble, which is what we're going to be trying today. The beer clocks in at 6.3% ABV, so it's a decent alcohol for a IPA. It's rated 89 out of 100, which makes it a very good IPA. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour this so we can talk a little bit about this. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but this is coming in at like a hazy, almost a light orange color. But I love a good hazy IPA, so I'm kind of excited about that. And I love a good IPA. There was years where I wasn't really a big fan of IPAs, but over the time I've learned to really love them, and I found out the ones that I like. So if you're not, or you're a little hesitant on IPAs, try different ones. You might want to try a lighter IPA or like a New England style IPA that might be a little bit fruitier and less of that strong pine flavor. So this should be a good one. I'm kind of excited about it. So I'm going to go ahead and smell this and check out and see what we got here. Oh wow! So right off the bat, I'm getting like citrus, which is typical for an IPA. You get like the orange, and this one smells pineapple. And then you do get a little light pine. So I have a feeling this is going to be more of a fruitier IPA than a more of a bite IPA, just based on the smell. But sometimes that can deceive you also. So we're going to go ahead and taste this. Oh yeah, it's a very nice IPA. It does have a little bit of that pine taste to it, but I would say it's more on the citrusy side. Now, Two Brothers Brewing is out of Chicago, Illinois. For those of you who don't know, it's a great brewery actually. They started off in like a real small retail store in the beginning. They worked up to now they have like a 40,000 square foot brewery. So it's gone from very small to very big. It's family owned. Two brothers, Jim and Jason Ebel, are the owners. So those are the people who do own Two Brothers Brewing, and they put out a lot of good beers. So I would definitely check into their beers because they're very tasty. So the thing about this IPA, and what I look for in a good IPA is balance. Okay, when I say balance, it's the balance between the sweetness and the bitterness. Okay, so you want a little bit of bitter in your IPA, but you don't want it to be like super bitter, like where you make a face when you drink it. So when you get that balance, and I think they did a really nice job of balancing this beer to where it's very drinkable. But you still get that IPA flavor. So I think it's a very well balanced IPA. I think it's a perfect amount of the citrus to the bitter. So I think they did a really phenomenal job on making this beer. Now, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends, and make sure your friends tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, until everybody knows about Beer Issues and the fun we're having talking about beer. And, as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.